Hello everybody, and welcome to part 36 of my Final Fantasy VII Let's Play. And so right off the bat here, I'm cutting to this screen right here in Junin. And if you go to here and try to go to the little elevator there, this little cutscene triggers. This basically just tells you if you don't know where to go, this is where they tell you to go. After the sub there, and then that's how you know where you're supposed to go. And so the next spot that we actually will be going to is Rocket Town, but we're gonna be doing a few things before we do all that. So for right now, we're gonna cut to outside, and I'm gonna speed up the little travel time here a little bit here, and we're gonna go over here, and you don't want to fight this guy right here. That's Emerald Weapon right there. He is very, very tough. I could probably defeat him, but I do not have the proper materia and all that to do all that. So just avoid it. If you just did what I did, if you go up and then back down, he moves every time you surface and submerge there. So really what we're doing is we're going over to the red sub over here, and we're getting the Huge Materia from it, since we destroyed it. You would not be able to find this if you let it go, if you lose the little submarine minigame there. So just be careful. And yeah, he does move, the Emerald does move around, so just be careful there. So we're doing some more speeding up here, and we're going over here. It's good to get this thing ahead of time. You don't have to get this right now, but it saves a lot of time when this event comes around. If you go over here, you can get this thing, and this is the Key of Ancients, and we're gonna this is actually a plot item, so we're going to be needing it. If you don't get it, and then when the event comes around, you actually have to stop what you're doing, go get it, and then go all the way back again. So it's kind of a little tedious if you don't get it right now. So there's that. So now we're going to speed up again here, and we're going to do something for Vincent here. If you go over to the right over here, this leads to the little crater thing that's in between Gold Saucer and Cosmo Canyon, I believe. Or Nibelheim as well, I think. And if you go in here, and I'll show you here too, if you put in Vincent in your party, you'll get a little cutscene in this little cave thing there. It's behind the waterfall type of thing there. So if you go here, you'll get a little cutscene about Vincent's backstory, and it will kind of explain what happens during that. So basically, what it is Vincent was a former Turk member, and so he was escorting some guards to the some scientists to Nibelheim here. And he had a romantic relationship with that girl right there, but I guess they broke up or whatever. And she goes with Hojo, I believe, and a young Hojo. I don't know if he went insane or whatever. So what happened was Hojo here. He did some experiments with Lucrezia here. I think that's how you pronounce it. She was pregnant with Sephiroth, and they did some. Well, I'm not sure if they did some testing and then she got pregnant. I don't know what order came first, but they did some testing on Lucrezia with the Genova cells, and basically when Sephiroth was born, he had the Genova cells already in him already. It was kind of like a genetic thing there. So, as you just saw there, Vincent went up to Hojo to go against Hojo there, and he kind of, I guess, essentially killed him and did some experiments on him and turned him into the freak that he is now. And that's basically what this scene is all about. And it just shows that what happened was there. I think what's gonna be explained here in just a minute is that Vincent thought that she died, and yeah. So I'll explain right here. I guess Vincent thought that she died during the birth there, but I guess she was able to survive. I guess it's like the Genova cells in her wouldn't let her die, I think it was saying. And so she's just kind of secluded herself in here. I don't know if this is like her creating this little cave here, because it looks kind of man-made a little bit here, but anyways, so this is only like part like one of what Vincent you can do with Vincent right now. I think there's maybe 3 things, I think. It eventually leads to getting Vincent's ultimate weapon and his ultimate limit break as well. It kind of gets both of them at the same time there. We have to kind of wait over time, I think. I think if you wait until like at the end of the game there, you can do it like one after the other, because it's like time based or whatever. It's just like when events come and go, then that's when the next thing is available. And if everything is all done, then you could just do it one right after the other, like I said. So right now, I'm just kind of doing this now just to get it started, because might as well. So after this first one here, it's pretty much all done. I went back in to see if something else would trigger, but nothing happened there. So so we're all done with this thing here. So now I'm going to speed up. I believe I'm going to speed up the little travel thing again here. We're going to go to another. There's an underwater, like sunken. I don't know what it's pronounced. So the thing that we just saw in the little CG cutscene at June, and one of those planes there actually got shot down like off screen somewhere. I guess weapon like destroyed it, and it's right here. And there's actually some goodies in there right now. We can actually go here. Now the thing is with this place is the enemies here are really, really, really strong. Like, if you're under leveled, you're actually going to get one shot here, and you're going to have a very terrible time. So, but if you're, like me, where you're actually up there in the levels, it's actually good to go here. Because there's actually quite a few stuff here that we want to have. Now this enemy here, I would actually suggest that you have some ribbons equipped the best you can, because they do some status effects attacks here, and it's And as you can see, they're hitting like for thousands of damage here. So, yeah. Even for me, I had a little trouble here and there. And at this point, I only had the ribbon on Cloud, and that was it. But I eventually put one on Tifa there. But that's after I go through this room here. And, so yeah, these guys are pretty strong. You can morph, these guys into, source, in those source items. But, it's really hard to do that because they're really powerful and all that, but, So now we got this enemy here. This is a new one here. Again, their attacks are pretty powerful. I think what it is that they don't have much HP, but their attacks are like really strong. So, this kind of maybe put up the big guard up and all that stuff, and you know that. Now that conformer weapon right there, that's the ultimate weapon for Yuffie, and that's just for her. The growth is none, so I wouldn't put it on just yet until you're near the end of the game. And so I just got that called 2x cut, or double cut I should say, and that materia is actually very useful because it allows you to well, if you get it mastered, you can attack 4 times in a row, and it's pretty handy if you can do a lot of damage at once. So you know, if usually you your attacks do max damage and you do the 4, you know, if you have the double cut materia on, you could essentially do 4 times the max damage, and it would be, you know, that's pretty much pretty neat there. So I think this is at the point where the weapon that I just got there, I'm just like, well, it's not linked, and it has the same amount of slots on the crystal sword there, and it's a little bit powerful. The attack percentage goes down a little bit, but they're not linked. I didn't have anything linked. I didn't really need anything linked in my weapon there, so it's all good for that. And I forgot to get that one right there. That was Mega Elixir there. So when we go into, I'm gonna save right there, and then I kind of healed up too. We're gonna actually fight the Turks here. I actually did not actually steal from these guys. They actually have, I think in this round here, you can steal from them. And I believe one of them has like a tough ring, and the other one has something else. I don't remember. Both of them, I think, both have something. And I guess it's worth a steal if you want to. I didn't steal from them because it wasn't really anything I needed. So, because most of the time I'm just gonna have the ribbon on, which is actually just the best accessory anyway. So, so these guys, they're not really that powerful, I guess. I mean, they did attack for a good bunch, but I mean, it's not like you can't handle anything of it. It's easily you know. I would suggest, like I'm doing right there, big guard, and put on regeneration on, and that's pretty much it there. I have something that protects against status elements, I guess, because Bear just got confused there, but I guess he still had his command set to attack whatever, so this is still going. This is not going to attack me, because that's impossible, I think. So, I don't think I showed Bahamut yet. Maybe I have, I don't remember, but this is Bahamut. And, it's pretty powerful. And this is Phoenix. I don't think I showed this one off. This is a Phoenix summon. And, I think I explained, if you actually summon this and you have, let's say if, let's say Cloud summons it and Tifa and Beer are dead. If Cloud used it, they would both get revived to full HP. And so that's pretty handy to have if you have well, it's not really explaining it. There's a materia called Final Attack, and if your party member dies with whatever it's paired with, it actually uses whatever it's paired with. So if you have Phoenix as your final attack there, then it would revive everybody. So that's actually a good like handicap kind of thing there, to where just in case the battle is too tough, then you can use that to save yourself. But so yeah, they're not we know in Rude Dare we're not that tough really, but I guess it's whatever. So we go into this room here. This is the last. This is the last of this area here. There's like nothing else after this thing there. So I'm actually cutting out some battles here because some of the enemies I fight we've already seen already. There's actually one coming up, I believe, that we haven't fought yet. This right here. This guy is very similar to the thing that we fought in Junin. Right before we first got into Junin, to go into the Junin itself, not the lower town there, but it's not really the same battle per se. They had the same attacks, but it's just the health is a lot more, I believe. But it's nothing really that you can't handle. I believe it's weak against lightning, I think. I'm not sure. The magic breath does pretty good, I believe. Not too bad. I mean, it does a decent amount of damage, but that's not too bad. So, let's kind of be careful though. Still. So one of the other things that we're gonna get here is we're actually gonna get a summon materia that's right over there on the right over there, which is Hades. Now, what's actually pretty cool with Hades, if you use the added effect to combine with it in your armor, it actually almost acts as a semi ribbon, and so it actually helps pretty good. So that's something you should do there. So double thing right here is that this is a new enemy, but I also used Barrett's final limit break here, so you get to see this, and it's pretty neat. It has a has a low rate of doing like a critical for some of the hits. Like when you see it flash at times, it means it's doing a critical hit, but it has this like a sort of low thing there, but you know. So we're all done there, and so I just cut past when I go over here to the high wind here. I'm doing a little save and healing, I believe. And I think at that point I put a ribbon. At one point I put the ribbon on Tifa. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to Nibelheim, because I'm actually, at this point, you can actually get Tifa's ultimate limit break as well. So we're going to we have to go to her house, and we have to go to the piano and play a certain tune. And I had to actually look it up because I didn't remember it, because it's been a while. So you see that little cut right there? That was me looking it up. And so I had it up at the time on my second screen, and I was playing it. You'll see me kind of play it a little slow. So you gotta have Tifa in your party, and for this to happen, and I you know, one of the things I kind of like what I hear from that is it kind of sounds like it's almost like the main overworld theme, like before Meter is being summoned. Like it's kind of like it's either Tifa's like theme, like in a section, or it's the main overworld like theme, and that's it, and it's a section of that. It sounds very. Now that I'm like listening to it, it sounds kind of familiar, but yeah. So there's this thing that we're reading that was left by Tifa's martial artist master. I forget his name. I was gonna have it at the end of this little letter that was left there, but Basically, it explains like what happened um, at the incident that happened at the Mako reactor here. And so basically, what happened was after all that stuff that happened, you know, Cloud throwing Sephiroth in the little thing there, and all that. Uh, uh, Her master actually went up to the Mako reactor and saved Tifa, like grabbed her and took her back to town and whatever. And I believe at some point he actually went to go travel to Midgar to go to a special doctor, I guess that was there, and I guess that's I mean that's just how Tifa got into Midgar, so I guess that's where she started and all that. So after all this, we're actually gonna go to the mansion there. I'm actually gonna show off the little I'm gonna dub it as the Zack flashback, and I'm just gonna be showing that off there. That's just gonna show what happened after the little incident up there, like what really happened and all that. So right here, I actually used that on Tifa there. That high wind one, that's for Sid. I'll be using that as soon as I go outside. I'm not going to show that off by putting it on because it's not really needed. But just know that I do eventually have Sid's final limit break as well. So I use that as soon as I go outside after I'm done here. So actually, what we're going to do is we're going to cut to the little room there. So BRB.
A few moments later.
So I just cut to just before the little room here. So I guess what I'll do is I'm just gonna be quiet here and just kind of watch this little thing here. So I'll be quiet. So this is just pretty much the thing here with flashback. After this flashback, I'm gonna be heading to Rocket Town, and I'm gonna be well, as I enter Rocket Town, that's when the video will end here. So the videos will be ending here pretty soon, and this is just pretty much last thing that I'll be showing off here. So that's pretty much what happened to Cloud and Zack. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please go to my channel and check out my other videos there if you would like. And also please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next video there. So peace out.